Welcome everybody, this is an installment for the overview, training, and setting up the overview for correct posture and correct fleet obs. When you head over to nullsec and lowsec, the changes will be acquired to where your location's at, i.e. faction warfare and combat. First of all, this is a new character. Most of y'all will be seeing this because, oh wait, most of you will be noobs. Sorry. As you can also tell, this character is just that. A brand new character, with very little skills and whatnot. Let's go outside and fix this overview, shall we? This can actually be done by simply undocking and sitting on the undock. Hold on, let me reset that. Most of the time you will see something like this, showing a bunch of stuff that goes with the ship and everything else. Might add, I do apologize for the way it looks. You'll see a bunch of things like all this and everything else. Well, how do we get rid of this? That's a good question. This is how. First off, adjust the overview to however you like it and wherever you want it. However big and however small. Now, knowing we have a bunch of this. Sorry, I have a very bad habit for necrophilia. But anyways, we will go to this. We will go to the three little tick marks, right up here in the corner. Usually we won't have this. We will go to Open Overview Settings, and you'll get a settings overview like so. All this is selected. So what we do is we select deselect all. And now you have a empty, nothing found overview. Meaning you look around, you don't see no stargates, no planets, no stations, nothing. Just emptiness. This will be your default overview. This is where you use your stations and stargates. As you can clearly tell, to select it, you go for stations, you go to the second one from the very bottom, and you select it. Usually it works. Ah, there we go. If you're next to the station, it will work. Now, we'll also need two other items, which are the which are the stargates. The best way you can do it is right click in space and go to a stargate, which is easier to do. I do apologize if you hear a bunch of clicking. That's because my mouse doesn't like to work. Ah, go ahead. As you can tell, we arrived to the gate, and the gate's not on the overview. Alright, well, this is how we fix it. You simply select the gate by right-clicking, add Stargate to overview. And now you have the stargates and stations to the overview. Let's go see if this worked. And huzzah, it worked. Turn off the damn tracking. Now, you'll see that you have a bunch of stargates and a bunch of stations. Yes, that's usual. That's a good thing. Now, let's add other tabs. You can have up to 5 tabs total. So let's add those tabs. Name this one. The second one, Combat, like usual. Third one can be Mining or System, depending upon your preference. I always save the fourth one for System because it's a little easier to find planets and stargates, or planets and stars and moons, which we'll get to that later. We can just put this one as loot, which is easy because all you do is go to the 3 tabs again, and you can go to default, which is a lot easier to capture all the loot. And there's currently no loot. Now let's go to salvage. If this system would like to work. Now what we do is this, after we do that, we save it. We'll save it as an overview. You have to save each individual overview setting that you select. Now, let's go to the combat. This will be easy, because now you have your overview settings which are open. And for each one that you select, you actually have to deselect all. This is where it gets interesting. We go to ships, and you see a long list of ships that are in the game. You have to select each and every single one of them in order for this overview to work. Now, that'll only select the ships needed for players, not NPC rats. For that, we have to go to NPCs, select Pirate, and if depending upon if you are faction warfare, you go Navy. Then you can select entities, but you don't really need that. what you will probably need is this. You need everything from missions, from anything that says mission, Mission Concord, containers, all that. Well, the mission containers will be left alone. You got to select Pirate Jones as well. Now, this is something that can be optional, which is good if you're going to use for cloakies. See this right here? This is going to be used against you if you do not have this. This particular item, which is a corpse, can and will be used. They do use corpses in nullsec and lowsec to find cloakies. i.e. cloaky frigates and cloaky haulers. To avoid this, you want to go to your Celestials, and it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be the fifth. It'll be from the 5th down. For the bio, it would be considered biomass. This is where it gets difficult and very, very, very necessary for you to do it. This, might add, it has to be done. In order for you not to show people with excellent and good standings, you'll normally see something like this, where you start seeing green. Green is actually your corporation. Well, I want you to get rid of that. I want you to deselect the following. Deselect pilot is in fleet, pilot is in corporation, pilot is in alliance, pilot has good standings, pilot has excellent standings, and no more. That's all you need to do. That's all that is need to be done for the combat tab. Then what you do is you go to the same tab and you save it. Now, you'll see that for every tab you select, it's going to be from the last tab. See, a ship is popped up upon the overview for for the mining. Well, we do not need that. This one's for ore. This one's for materials that need to be selected. So, of course, you would like to select all the asteroids that you find. If you do not plan on mining, this is not applicable. I repeat, this is not applicable if you do not plan on doing any kind of mining. You will need to add the pirate NPCs as well. Now that ship that popped up, which is located right about here in this area, is no longer there because of the items that you see. Now what you do here is you do it's just rinse and repeat. Unless you already have the overview settings loaded, then yeah, that's completely useless. Well, let's go check if the asteroid belt actually worked. Okay, we'll try discovery sharing, discovery sharing, discovery sharing. Now, I don't know if there's any asteroids here, so I have it selected from the combat. Oh, look, there we are. All the asteroids you can see. Now, let's have a little bit more fun, shall we? Oh, look, there's the system tab. Or, correction, default overview. And now we're going to go back to the system, where we're going to actually have deselect all. You will have to go to Celestials, select Moons, select the Sun, and we select a planet. Now what happens is you can actually use this one as well to start looking for planets to use for PI, which will be covered in another video. This one is actually can and possibly will be very useful. For instance, when you're traveling through nullsec, and most of the times, if not 90% of the time, the gates will be bubbled. The bubbles are considered warp disruption, meaning they make you either overshoot or undershoot the gate. And you'll also see that there's additional tabs as well. It's like appearance, eWar, and all that. I say just leave it alone. Now, there are going to be columns, i.e. distance, name, type, velocity, and so on and so forth. The only one I really want you to select is transversal velocity, which is an ability that allows you to orbit. For instance, we have this old boy. Let's go orbit him for the hell of it. Transversal velocity will be also covered on another video. Do not know when until I get authorization. But you would like to keep transversal velocity selected on the overview. Just make enough room to where you have a column on the side for Ewar, because there will be some times where the frontal thing does not catch. Other than that, you have nothing else to do with this particular overview. I do hope this actually helps you out a bit. I'm gonna go shoot him for the hell of it. Court member, you can actually shoot other court members without failing to see much of anything. Aw, I can't shoot him. Oh well. Aw, let's see how fast I come. Wow, Concord showed up real quick. Oh well. At least you guys got to see something explode. Well, fly safe and don't do anything stupid.